Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Saggy, this is for you. Remember to check out all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week, I just want to say, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share. If you want some of that Rafi love, hit the subscribe button. So your key to the week this week is the Tree of Life. This is my favorite card across all of my decks. Like, I've got a few, but this is like my top one, because this, not just because of what it represents, but for so many reasons. Anyway, this card always to me says divine intervention and assistance. And one of the things with this card, it tends to speak to the way that the universe can and will interrupt things when it believes that there is something better sort of stated out there for you. Now, divine intervention and assistance can sometimes look like not getting what you want, right? And many moons ago, I remember reading something and I was like, oh my gosh, I love that, and I'm keeping it for life. And that was, experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. All right. So this is something to consider. Now, that being said, in all of these different areas of your life, it's very possible that you could be getting, divine intervention also looks like, divine assistance also looks like you sometimes getting what you want, even though it was impossible, right? Even though that there was no possible way that this could happen. So, it's going to be one or the other. In your actions and options, you've got the Four of Pentacles. So you at the moment are sort of not hell-bent, but you're very focused on your money, your resources at the moment, and maybe, just maybe, you are in the process of saving for something that you feel is really important for your lifescape. Because you've got this Four of Pentacles here, it's like you're almost like that's the only thing that you can see at the moment, right? Now, when it comes to your the options that are available to you, there is going to be a part of you that wants to stick it in, right? And you are ultimately, you're a mutable sign, so you're all about change, right? You know that it's good to move, to change, to adapt, to grow, all of that stuff. But this is where there's something here that suggests that you are taking a stance of staying power. And I actually think this is a good thing for you. And it looks like the universe is backing you up. Now, you've got the King of Wands here. Because of the energies of this card, coupled with a Court card, it tends to be someone that comes to your aid at just the right time, or brings you exactly what you need at just the right moment. Because the King of Wands is an archetype of you, so whether you're a man or a woman is kind of irrelevant. Like, the King of Wands is a fire sign person, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So not only do you show up as yourself, but the message, the words that you're using, you are very visible at the moment. People are receiving you very well this week, right? And you are willing to show what you've worked for, or how hard you've worked for something. It's kind of like, it's not that you feel the need to prove yourself. It's more a case of you're going to do that just by being who you are. The other thing is as well, because this does represent a new person that could be coming in this week, who literally brings you exactly what you need at just the right moment. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, you've got this with the Four of Pentacles. If there's a bursary or something that can be won through like a contest or whatever the case might be, go for it, enter it, because the chances are that you will win. If there's some sort of funding that you have to apply for, apply, because the chances are you will get it. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, one thing that might come through here is you might find yourself literally thrust into either the limelight or a position of authority in a way that you either don't expect. This could be that your boss goes off sick and is signed off for the next 6 months, and you're like, holy crap, right? Like, they might say to you, listen, there's nobody else but you that can do this, and so you end up getting bumped up in some way. I think this is really great, and I have to say, if that opportunity arises for you, please take it, because once you step into this, you won't be stepping back down. So you got to think long term, right? You got to play the long game with this. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this with the Tree of Life, it's like either a new client that comes in and literally pays you. Like, the thing is, with this Four of Pentacles, I feel like there's a short gap in your money somewhere. And so you're hell-bent on, like, you're focused, super focused on getting that gap filled. And it's like, if you're a business owner, I kind of get the impression that this person's going to come in, they're going to book something with your business, or they're going to suggest something with your business. So if you're like me, and you only sell sort of like standalone readings, you might have a client come to you, let's say, and say, look, I want to buy a package of readings for you for the next year, right? And so they say, right, I'm going to pay up front. And you look at the number and you think, well, holy shit, that's exactly the number that I need to fill this monetary gap at the moment. So divine intervention and assistance, right? For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this with the Four of Pentacles, there's something that you're building here that you are doing so very publicly. All right, there's something that you like. It's like you want to put this out, or you want it to be known, or you want it to be seen. And with the Four of Pentacles, it's like you're taking a stand of some sort to say, this is where I stand on this, and I won't hear anything else about it. For your love and relations, you've got the King of Cups. Okay, Saggies, for those of you that are single, it looks like you got some options, Henny. All right, so you will have a choice. You will potentially have a King of Cups, a water sign person, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and you will potentially have a fire sign as well, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So take your pick, right? It's like a smorgasbord. Help yourself. Two Kings represents minor counsel. So for some of you, this could be couples counselling. For others, this could be career counselling. And when I say counselling, it doesn't have to be sort of that you're sat on the couch. It could just be somebody that is like, as an example, Two Kings as a minor counsel tends to show up as a tarot reading or an astrology reading or a numerology reading. It would be wonderful if it's me, but if it's someone else, go for it, right? That could also be good, but it's likely to be in the areas of love or career at this moment in time. Which is interesting considering you've got this financial short gap thing going on. But maybe it's because you're like, you know what? I got it covered, Raf. All right. For those of you that are single, there are options. And with the King of Cups, it's likely that the potential partner that you find or that you connect with most will have an artistic, creative, or even spiritual and intuitive streak to them, which for a Gemini, for a Sagittarius person, is usually quite important, because Sagittarius is a very spiritual energy. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this, I think, is the energy that you've needed. I think there's been a lot of thinking time about the relationship. I think a lot of you have been going through relationship and partnership stuff that you've been very, very quiet about, that the outside world hasn't necessarily been privy to. I like this for turning a corner in that regard. Yeah. For your money and materials, you have, so your King of Cups is very likely to be a Pisces. Your when it comes to your money, your finances, your resources, whatever this is, it's a past debt. It's a past debt. So I would wager like you had a good stash pot of savings, something came up and literally swallowed that savings, and now you're like, shit, I need to make that money up somehow. This is, with the Tree of Life, this could be an opportunity that you either missed or weren't able to move on previously, that maybe now you look back on and think, oh, it would have been lovely to do that. Well, I can tell you without a certain doubt, this with the Tree of Life, this opportunity opens back up for you. It comes back from the past into the present, and this time you will have the ability to move on it. So I love this for you. Now, when it comes to your, oh gosh, come on, brain. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is twofold, right? Because you've got the Tree of Life here, I am going to say your, this is twofold. Your physical self is asking you to look after your feet, your ankles, and your toes. Your internal self is asking you to pay attention to your endocrine system, in particular your lymphatic system, right? This is something that if you can, I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, it's not a diagnosis, but if you can go and you get the all clear from your medical practitioner, go for lymphatic drainage this week. You find the results could be absolutely incredible. And then finally, when it comes to the other part of this, your mental health this week needs to be absolutely paramount. All right. In fact, more than anything else, pay attention to your mental health and your mental faculties. Finally, when it comes to your home and environment, you've got the moon card, right? So this with the tree of life, there's a lot going on around the full moon at this, because as we start this week, there's a full moon lunar eclipse. There's a lot happening at nighttime in your locality or in your neighborhood. And I will say around this one in particular, the 3 days before, the day of, and the 3 days after. So right the way through to, like, let's say even the 28th of the month, I would be very conscious of locking your doors, just making sure that the home is secure, right? Again, this whole thing about keeping the ship tight is important. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.